Hey guys, it's FanaticGuide, and this is a camera comparison of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus as well as the Galaxy S25 Plus. Now, this can be considered an addendum to the comparison video I made a few months ago between the two. Now, for those wondering, here is how this will work. I will discuss the camera specs of both phones, see how they compare and contrast, and you will see photos and videos taken on both phones. Let's get into it. Both the S10 Plus and S25 Plus have 3 cameras, though the S10 Plus has its cameras horizontally aligned and the S25's cameras are vertically aligned. The S10 has a 12 megapixel main sensor with a variable aperture, so it can go between an f1.5 aperture or an f2.4 aperture. And doing this allows it to adapt to different lighting conditions for optimal photo quality. The other 2 sensors are a 12 megapixel 2x telephoto lens with an f2.4 aperture, as well as a 16 megapixel ultra wide with an f2.2 aperture. It has dual optical image stabilization, the ability to take slow-mo video at up to 960 frames per second, and the ability to take HDR videos at 4K resolution and 30 frames per second, which is something the iPhone 11 or 11 Pro could not do. The S10 series was also the first to introduce a night mode, which could be used on just the main and ultra-wide sensors. The S25 uses a 50 megapixel main sensor with f1.8 aperture, as well as a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto sensor with an f2.4 aperture and a 12 megapixel ultra wide with an f2.2 aperture. It too has dual optical image stabilization, and the ultra wide zoom is 0.6x instead of 0.5x on the S10. Additionally, it can take 8K video at 24 or 30 frames per second, which can only happen if you use the main sensor. And the 960 frames per second slow-mo video has been replaced with AI-powered instant slow-mo, which allows users to create slow-motion effects on regular videos, including those that weren't initially recorded in slow-mo, using AI to generate additional frames. Like the iPhones, with their 48 megapixel main sensor, the S25 also has a 2x optical zoom quality function, which is technically a crop into the middle of the sensor. In other words, you're not stretching or cropping the actual image like you would if you were using digital zoom. Now, night mode spreads to all 3 sensors on the back, which is really good in my opinion. And additionally, the S25 series uses the next-gen ProVisual engine, which is an AI-powered imaging system that's designed to enhance the camera experience. We also see differences between the front cameras of both devices. The S10 Plus has 2 front cameras located on the top right, one being a 10 megapixel selfie camera with autofocus, and the other being an 8 megapixel RGB depth camera, also with autofocus. Now, the S25 Plus has 1 front camera located on the top center, it being a 12 megapixel sensor, also with autofocus. Aside from that, I would like to share with you some photos and videos from the cameras of both phones, so go ahead and take a look at this. here we are testing the video on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, as well as the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. Filming at 4K 60 FPS on both, though from what I've read, the S10 Plus doesn't do HDR at 4K 60, only 4K 30 and below. I may stand corrected on that, so let me know in the comments below if I do stand corrected. But so far, even with the S25's 2600 nits of brightness, it's turning out to be very good in terms of taking pictures. It's not just how do I describe it? It is not just the display. I think it's turning out to be pretty good overall, and that's 6 years of progress on Samsung's part. Let's get back to the video. Now that I've showed all photos and videos, let me know which one you think is better in the comments below, as well as some additional thoughts. Otherwise, if you're here for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, then like the video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you get updated as soon as I post a new video. With that, I will see you next time.